Okay, so I wanted to do a quick video on the P17. A lot of people have done videos on this already because they're very popular. Of course, when they first came out, they were supposed to be super cheap. Now they're not as cheap. They're like 300 instead of 200, but it's still worth it. I just watched this guy's video, and he was talking about basically like how 22 is as good as 9, blah, 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 or better. And it's kind of a funny thing to say, but it actually, the logic of it makes a lot of sense because this gun is so ludicrously light and still built well enough that it is accurate despite its lightness. And so as you can see, I've got the M-Carbo trigger in here. And another thing I wanted to say in my video for other people that are considering installing this trigger is you might run into the same problem as me, where when you get to this screw here, it'll fucking strip out on you. And I actually had to send mine back into KEL-TEC to get them to fix that for me, which was kind of a big deal. But anyway, what I kind of wanted to talk about most, well, the other thing is this Hogue grip sleeve. This is for like the Glock 43X or something like that. It's for single stack. And it fits on here really perfectly. And it, in my opinion, KEL-TEC's, these plastic guns, benefit a lot from this little bit of extra rubber on here because it just kind of makes it feel like more like a gun and less like a toy. I don't know. So, I've been carrying this guy for a really long time. And what this is another gun I should probably do a video on because I fucking love it. It's the SAR K245C. Really excellently built handgun. Just incredible all around. This here, I had to cut apart a regular. It actually just only goes about that far back. And it's sandwiched behind these, and it seems to be fine. It's not moving at all. But anyway, I've been carrying this gun for a while because it's a double stack 45. It's not extremely heavy as it looks. And even before this, I was carrying a double stack 1911 Rock Island, and that shit was ludicrous. But I might actually just start carrying this because it's so light, feels like nothing. It's very accurate. I don't know, it's just a pleasant thing to carry. And it's just faster. That's kind of the point the guy in the video I was just watching was making. Was like, look, this gun is faster than this gun. And there's no fucking arguing against that because this gun is very dope. It is actually incredibly accurate. But it's just got more weight to it. And the recoil of a 45 is obviously pretty significant compared to the recoil of a 22. So I think I'm going to start carrying this thing. My point is basically, for a beginner, you might consider getting one of these if this is all you can afford and you want a handgun, because I don't know. Personally, I prefer these round nose 22s to the hollow points, but I feel like this thing, we were shooting into some just dirt in the yard. Like, not even dirt, sorry, clay, mud. It was wet. And the holes it was leaving were like this fucking big. Big fucking holes, dude. And I don't know, it wasn't that much different consistency than like ballistic clay. And I don't know, this is just, it's fast, you know what I mean? It's just like, and this guy, this is just more of a comparison to this gun in particular, but typically I carry it chambered with the hammer down just because this does not have an ambidextrous safety. That's one of my biggest beefs with this gun, is that there's no availability of an ambidextrous safety, which really blows. But this holster I have now, this leather one, it's not so bad, but in some of the other holsters I've had, it would take itself off safety, and that with that, it's a pretty light little trigger pull with the hammer pulled back. I'm not going to show you because it's actually chambered right now. But this is, when I was carrying the 1911, that was one thing I liked, was like, okay, it's just simple flip, ready to go. So I think I'm going to start carrying this guy instead of this. Even though this is a fantastic gun, the lightness, the speed of this is, I feel like just the speed of it alone, because this is, well, a second ago it was fully loaded, but fully loaded it weighs nothing at all. And with the M Carbo trigger on it, it's I don't know, it still has quite a bit of take up, like not quite a bit, but like a pretty decent amount compared to, like, I don't know, whatever. I'm kind of spoiled, but this trigger is really nice. I just like feel like this is almost how it should come, is with this trigger, because the flatness of it is cool, whatever, but like, I don't know, this gun, when you get it, it's really light, it's really plasticky, but you put that extra trigger on there, you put that fucking hook grip on there, it feels like a real gun that's just really, really light. And it's very easy to shoot really fast. And the point that guy was making in that video is like, if you're doing some weird shit where you have to like fucking bend your wrist like that, the recoil's a lot more manageable on a fucking 22, obviously. So it's not gonna, you're gonna be more accurate, and more bullets on target basically is what stops an attacker, according to what that guy was quoting. I might link to that video, but you've probably seen it. It's like, why the P17 is better than a 9mm for concealed carry. But I have to say, I do love the paddle release. I do like the safety. I do like KEL-TEC's, to be honest. I did a video on the CP33. I might not even bother uploading it because there's so many videos on it, but I did want to point out a few things for anybody that I haven't seen in videos. This screw is very likely to strip out because it's a really tiny little head and it's fucking glued as shit or something. It's very stiff. So be careful of that if you're going to install this trigger. I do recommend the trigger. It's very good. I do recommend the Hogue grip. It's very good.